over the last set of episodes, we've always been talking about, okay, these are the techniques and methods. These are the things that you do. These are the earning opportunities. These are all the things that you can do as a communicator, the opportunities that you're going to get. But have we ever spoken about the mindset yet? Today marks the last month of 2025. And just before this cohort, usually Yogeshwari does her cohort. Wait, not cohort, live, the live session. What am I speaking? What is wrong with? So 8:30 I go live, Yogeshwari goes live at 8 o'clock. Now today, while she was delivering her live, something just clicked, okay? And all I knew was, let me try and create a structure around it while she was delivering her life. So one of the habits that I have, I think I got this from her only, is whenever she's speaking, she's so good at what she does, is she'll get into this flow state where things, she will just become a channel, and things, information, wisdom, knowledge, all the things will just flow through her in such a manner where anyone listening is going to experience a breakthrough, a bulb on, or a transformation. Okay. However, when I want to ask her in depth, like, how did you manage to do it? Or what was going through your mind? Or uh, how did you prepare yourself to be able to deliver such major breakthroughs? That's why somewhere deep down, I feel that Yogeshwari, once she becomes viral, she is going to probably be the greatest, the next Tony Robbins in the world. And back then, she will have so many fans, so many people will want to ask for her autograph and all that. Had I not known her, it would be far too difficult to reach out. So the best thing that I could have is having her presence next to me forever, you know. Now what I do is, just because I am an observer and I'm a student of public speaking, I like to break down things of what's going on and validate that with her, reverse engineer what's going on, and then confirm with her. And that itself becomes evergreen, timeless, implementable steps that anyone in this planet can work on. So while observing today's podcast, today's live of Yogeshwari, I came up with this six-stage formula, which any human being on this planet can immediately start implementing, which will help you to not just show up as the best speaker or the best communicator, but turn you straight away into an asset, irrespective of where you are in your public speaking or communication journey. Now, in order to understand those phases, I will walk you through my life step by step, what all happened with me and how things began to grow one step at a time, one phase at a time. And your responsibility is, as I'm sharing this with you, you need to put the entire thing down in the comments or keep it as your personalized notes for your own reflection. Because once we get that entire notes, we can actually take the entire notes, put it into chat GPT, and then create a proper speaking plan, a personalized speaking plan for us, so that we can grow over a period of time. So the first phase of this journey, I just wanted to keep the mind map handy with me. Not exactly the mind map, rather just the phases. I just made those little bit of points. So there are two segments in this phase. The first is when we have absolutely no idea. Let's just say you're put into this kind of a stage where the spotlight is completely on you, and you just have to speak with a raft of audience in front of you. What do? You either mess up, you don't really know, you're unaware, you have no clue. Probably you've given some training, and that's what happened with me when I was in class 7. Mr. Gomes was our class teacher, and that was the year when I had gotten uh, mistakenly moved to a new section. Okay, new section. As in, my class two's class teacher, Mr. Bobby Baxter, was the class teacher of the other section. And I didn't find my name in the main section, so I had to go to the other class. That's when I found my name. So I didn't want to be in that class. So I went to the principal. had to cry and crib, and it was a very, very painful experience to be in that batch. Finally, I got my name corrected and got it added in my original section, and that's when Mr. Gomes felt very happy. He's like, oh, a student is doing this much just for me, maybe, I don't know. And he started giving me a lot of opportunities, opportunity of speaking, opportunities of speaking in the school assembly and all. So he gave me a book with some story that I just need to read out. But then when I went there to read it out, I was frozen. I didn't even know what to do. I have no idea what I did. All I remember is it was not very good experience, and Mr. Gomes had to really pull me out from the the assembly line. And that whole day, I couldn't even speak to anyone. I felt like the whole world was gazing at me. Now, this is what happens when we are completely unaware, we are shy, we have no idea about public speaking or communication. It's just that we look at people and we feel like, oh, wow, I mean, it's so easy to do it. Oh, anyone can do it. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, guess what? I have the natural talent, I have the natural gift. Only babies are born in this planet, not speakers or great communicators. Okay. So once that phase you experience, that's when you realize, oh my God, this is something that I'm so scared about. At least that's what I felt. And I promised myself, no matter what happens, I'm not going to speak on stage. By the way, this happened after I had won elocution awards in class 2 and class 3. So I did have the experience of speaking in front of people, or conducting little events or games during birthday parties wherever I used to go. So the experience of performing in front of an audience or showing up when a group of eyeballs are watching me was has always been there since childhood. I used to enjoy it. But the point I'm trying to make is speaking to a group of people, or the practice of communication, learning the techniques and methods, implementing it, practicing on a daily basis was never, ever, ever there. And the shortcomings of it is what I experienced for the first time in class 7. For usual working professionals, what they experience is when they are asked to give a presentation in the office meeting, and it's mandatory in the team meeting, you have to give a presentation. That's when the challenges flow in. You are suddenly in the spotlight. Phase 1 is when you realize that you are scared of this. Now, once this phase gets completed, the next phase comes in. Personally, for me, this phase is more of the, how do you even call it? It's more like when you are scared of something, you have two options. Either you completely run away from it, you continue to resist it, or you decide, well, let me just try and see how can I go through and work towards this skill. Because if I manage to somehow do it, it's going to be crazy. People will love me. People will appreciate me. So my whole objective of becoming a good speaker and communicator was every single time I speak, people should give a huge round of applause. People should walk up to me and be like, wow, Suryadeep, what a speech. I wish I could speak like you. You were so effortless. You were so amazing. In order to achieve that, because I had internet in my phone, I think in one of the recent episodes, we are yet to upload that as a podcast, the Sun's Den podcast with Yogeshwari. She mentioned when she was watching YouTube videos every single day to learn. Same way I also used to do. I was watching videos of Tony Robbins, of Vishen Lakhiani, of Mind Valley teachers, delivering such world-class pieces of content from the stage. It's crazy how much you learn just by observing. So I was doing that. And as I was doing, I just felt like, okay, I'm also giving that exact same speech. So in my hostel room, I would just take a water bottle, hold a water bottle like a mic, and I would just go on delivering the exact same speech in my own way. And then just visualize the applause and everything that people are giving me once I finish the speech. And that's what went on. I carried the same energy and aura every single time I had an opportunity to speak. And every time, even if there was the slightest possible opportunity, I took it as an opportunity where I felt I'm delivering a keynote speech at maybe a Wembley Stadium with 5 lakh people in attendance. People have just come in to watch me. So whether it was a final year community dentistry presentation, whether it was presenting this little experience in this summer course of Indian culture and spirituality and the Satya Sai organizations, which I presented, that turned out to be my first ever YouTube video, that clip, or whether it was getting to speak in this Narayan Seva, where we would always share some form of an anecdote, participating in study circles, teaching Balvikas kids in the organizations, or getting these occasional one odd opportunities, speaking opportunities, emceeing opportunities in our college. I always made sure that I was the showpiece, the highlight of that event. So much so that when I joined the public speaking group, where we actually practice public speaking, 3 videos per day. Every video I used to feel like I'm performing at the highest level. Every single speech is a keynote speech. And now this phase is when we talk about the initial jump. So the moment you start applying something that you've practiced, you've worked upon, suddenly you start getting success. So I won 2 back-to-back best speech awards, 20,000 rupees earned in income. And 20,000 rupees for a college student who's never seen money in his hand is a huge thing. It's a huge, huge, huge thing. It's crazy how amazing it felt. Now, when that phase was going on, I just felt like anything that I touch is going to be gold. I did a webinar under that group, I remember. I didn't have a laptop back then, so I was using my phone, set it up properly, had all my notes and everything, and I was just delivering, uh, looking at the camera. That's it. Okay. Now, when the webinar started, I didn't even know how many people were there. So I just wanted to deliver at the best manner. So I got another phone beside it, turned on the music, did a little bit of song dance, and then started out just like how Tony Robbins would. By the time the webinar ended, I saw there were more than 5,000 people in that webinar who was listening to me. And we were not allowed to sell anything in the webinar. And I'm thinking, look at the possibility. Suryadeep, 5,000 and above people are coming and watching, and the chat box was just buzzing. You have so much of energy. You are so good. Today's what you shared was amazing, was life changing. I wish someone had shared this with me before. Wow. Now, this is a very, very dangerous phase. Okay. Imagine success after success. Videos are getting likes, comments are coming in. Suryadeep, can you help me? I really need your help in communication skills. Personalized messages are coming in. The webinars, people are showing up. And then I'm winning award nights after award nights. I was the star of the group. Phase two lasts only when you get into the valley of ego fix, which is our third phase. You are in that high and suddenly you drop. You drop because of multiple reasons. In that same community, the third time, I thought the third time also I'm going to ace it. The third time, I took mentorship from Yogeshwari. We created a world-class speech. Perfect structure, perfect blend. There were new speakers, there were new competitors in that award night, that month's award night. We did reach the top 7 again. We got a chance to speak. We spoke well. Only this time, something happened. I came fourth in the voting table. Only a total of 11 people voted for me, out of which 6 was from my own home, which is mummy's device, baba's device, my brother's device, my second device, third device. 4 was from Yogeshwari's home, her phone, her brother's phone, her mom's phone, her dad's phone. And probably somewhere one more person voted for me. I didn't even reach top 3. The person who came first gave such an emotionally impacting speech, which the audience loved. The person who came second, he was consistently the same way as me. He was making videos every week, every month. He was showing up as the top 7 contestants for the award night. And he always created something unique in his presentation. So he came second. The lady who came third just spoke about her vulnerability. So that probably touched. And for me, it was a performance, as always. The greatest keynote speaker ever born on this planet. Why not perform in that level itself? But that was a shock to such an extent where I just stopped making videos in that month. I don't remember making any videos at all. In fact, the next 1 week, I didn't even participate in any of the events over there. I had no idea what was going on in my mind. It just felt horrible. Like, how can the best in the world crash down like this? Am I this bad? What is wrong with me? Why didn't people vote for me? I'm the superstar of the group. I know everything there is. Look at my energy. Look at the way I speak. Now, do you think this is me talking or my ego talking? And that's when you fall from the cliff, literally. I had gotten so used to being the superstar of the group that the ego had completely taken over. When the ego takes over, you don't really have that conscience guiding you through. And that's what I realized at this point of time. The better you become at each skill, the more efforts you need to put in to work towards it. Because communication and speaking are skills that require not wit, but depth. And depth happens when you practice, you evaluate yourself, you unlock and unravel new versions of yourself. But most importantly, you have to be authentic to who you are. So a lot of people gave me a lot of suggestions, advice, uh, solace, sympathy, but no one really came up and told this is what you need to do. Of course, back then in the community, there was a very interesting challenge that started, which spoke about, I think the name of that group was transformation, in which if you have a public speaking experience, how are you able to create monetizable assets out of it that unlocks and unravels your income streams using this one skill? So we joined that group. We started participating in the challenges over there. And that was the time I'm talking about, January 2021, when that deep level of inner work began. Yogeshwari and I started going through books, Mind Valley courses, revisiting the public speaking courses, making the videos. I remember she persuaded me to join Toastmasters. She said that if you join the Toastmasters, what will happen is you will get an opportunity to speak at different clubs across the globe, and you can actually test out, go through a proper step-by-step curriculum. And we thought, okay, fine, yeah, I've just finished college now. I really need to upskill, and I don't really want to get into a job. The COVID was slowly kicking in. So why not? Let's go for it. And we did. We did go for it. I think it was phase 2 of COVID that time, had just started in. So I was at home. The routine at that time was wake up, learn. My mom had just gifted me a laptop, so I had all the knowledge in the world right now. We had Wi-Fi at home. So give Toastmaster speeches, learn more courses, do those deep levels of work, inner work. When you start doing the inner work, you begin to realize that there is so much going on inside. And every single thing that is you're experiencing in your outer world is simply a reflection of what you are feeling deep within. If you are feeling internally happy, you will start taking actions with happiness, and the outcomes that you receive will also be happy. Even if the outcomes are not as good as what you would expect, the fact that you're internally happy, you will start looking at what are the things that I can learn from this? How can I grow from this? Right now, through this live, I'm able to feel that lot of vulnerabilities I'm able to share. There's a little bit of self-deprecation also. There's a opening up and being aware and detangling everything that was going inside and putting it across to you. That's possible because I'm in that level of awareness right now, where I'm absolutely comfortable to talk about what was going on without putting any labels or judgment. And that is the time when you aim to start doing all the things that you were doing when you hit that first high. You remember in phase two, but you realize that the growth is not as it was before. And that's inevitable. When you look at the aspect of any skill, not just public speaking, any skill, it involves these following phases. The first thing is you learn techniques, methods, strategies, mindset, every single thing. Then the next thing is you have to practice. You can never learn swimming by uh, reading how to swim, watching people teach you how to swim. You have to learn swimming by swimming, going into the water. So it's not just about practicing. Let's just say you watch a course, like public speaking right now. You learn the techniques and methods through the lives. Then I'm telling you, okay, now you need to make a video. And you sit down, you make a video. Now, what do you do with that video? The next step is to implement. You have to put the video out, either in a close community where people are there, on social media where people will watch, some possibility that you will get some feedback or the other. Once you do that, once you put yourself out, you soon begin to realize that forget about the world giving you experience. You are going through sudden shifts deep within. At this point of me recording this live, if I just have to go back and check, I have exactly right now, this is the 110th video in my YouTube channel. This one, this live, which is getting streamed. Now, if I just go to my live stream so far, my last 7 live streams has a combined uh, 18 views. Okay, 18 views. That's it. The last 7 lives. So, firstly, there's nothing to be scared about. Secondly, because I am going live every single day, I can get feedback. I can watch my own videos and I can get feedback. I can download the transcript or go to a platform like Perplexity, give the video link, tell the AI tool to analyze my video, give me the positives and the negatives, areas of improvement. I can show this video to Yogeshwari or a few of my friends and tell them what are the things that you feel I need to improve. It's not really necessary to that level, I feel, because once you get into the learning implementation, learning practice and implementation phase, you need to go back to the drawing board of what are the missing pieces here. So for example, if I know that I need to get more views, I have to fix the way I approach the video. As in, I'm going live, but ideally YouTube recommends that you should upload a video and not go live, because you are allowed to go live, but uploading a video is a better option unless you have the subscribers. The same thing again is so the more you work on yourself, the more you go back to the techniques and methods, you start understanding where is the gap and you improve that gap. So this is the phase where you are creating your personalized growth journey in a step by step strategic manner, step by step, phase by phase. And there are some the main skill, which is the the backbone, the what's that called, the major part of the T. The T is the letter that defines, I think there's this phrase, right? Follow it to the T, something like that. Okay. So we like to look at it as a T-shaped expert. Okay. So this horizontal, the vertical of the T is when you add the depth to your public speaking or communication skill. Whether you need to work on your tonality, your body language, the way you structure your stories, the way you articulate, the way you have that natural pause, a natural way of speaking. Every single thing that can give the audience a better experience, give you a better experience, you find that out. What I have realized is, in that first phase, the second phase that I spoke to you about, I was always in that performance mode every single time. Now I'm able to realize that this is my natural flow. As in, Yogeshwari has told me to tone down my energy whenever I speak. I did that. She told me to take a breath whenever I need. I did that. She told me to reduce the amount of words that I'm speaking. So slow the pace at times. I worked on that. Every single feedback that she gives me, I immediately put it into action. And that's when I'm able to see a growth as a speaker. Again, what I would recommend you to do is watch the first episode or the 0th episode and then watch the 40th episode. You will be able to see certain upgrades with each video. Okay. Along with that, the horizontal of the T are the sub skills that you need to learn, the supporting skills that you obviously are guided to learn. So, for example, I'm practicing going public speaking by going live every single day. Along with that, I began to realize that, okay, if I'm putting a video on YouTube, these are the ways I should put it. If I'm going live on LinkedIn, these are the things that I should be doing. These are the additional forms of communication that I must work upon to maximize the impact of every single live, so that more and more people are helped through whatever it is that I'm sharing. A lot of people are not even aware that I'm going live. It's my responsibility to show up in different forms, repurposing the same thing that I'm sharing in the live in different ways in a structured, organized manner, so that it brings more and more people into the live. All of the things is what I'm exposed towards as I'm working every single day on this one skill. But that is a mindset. Once you do that, you will finally come to the final stage, which is building a brand through your speaking. When Yogeshwari and I were planning our community, Sun's Den, it took us 5 years to come to this point. 5 years to finally come to a common ground where we are able to get a sense of what we want to do together. All this while, we were doing two different things. I want to be a content creator across all the social media platforms, doing webinars, bringing people into the webinar and closing them for the silver membership. In the silver membership, I want to talk about communication skills, make videos, stage choreography, all these things. She wanted to speak about English, spoken English, phrases, all the jargons of English. I didn't resonate with her. She didn't resonate with me. I was vocal about it. She was not. Either way, we never made any progress. We had around 50 to 60 community members. We did nothing with them. Just made promises that we are going to come back strong, come back strong. Took such a long time. Only now we are able to come to a common ground where we went back to the roots of what worked for us. Single biggest thing that worked for us is we were making videos every single day. We were practicing speaking every single day. We were giving feedback to each other every single day as and when it was needed. And now we took it to the next level by doing it publicly. How? The way we practice public speaking is because we know we have the basic sense of organizing our thoughts, delivering, uh, decoding things in a very, very structured manner, and sharing stories that inspire people. All of the things is what we practiced more than, I think, uh, over 500 hours of public speaking and stage time, thanks to Toastmasters and that public speaking community that we were a part of. So it went on all the way from uh, August 2019 to September 2022. That's when our Toastmasters membership got over, and we concluded it with our distinguished Toastmasters journey. So it's pretty big time where we were immersed in giving speeches and evaluation and a lot of different forms of communication. Now what we are doing is we are going to the advanced stage. How can we hold the attention of people in a podcast? How can we be our natural raw form in a way that people enjoy? How can we organize our thoughts and share over a live? So she's doing 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going deep, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, depending on the topic. Now, how can we take that piece of communication and then put it together into a form of a micro course, ebook, or podcast, or reels, or shorts, or carousels? How can we master the different forms of communication so that we reach more and more people? What are the hard skills we need to accomplish that? What are the soft skills we need to accomplish that? How can we manage our time to be able to work towards it? How can we create a system around it? How can we create a calendar where every single week stuff is going out exactly the way Ankur Warikoo is doing, Gary Vaynerchuk is doing, Jasmine Alec is doing? Okay, I'll take the examples that I love the most. Okay, not the ones that I get inspired the most. So Ankur Warikoo, Gary Vaynerchuk, uh, I would even say, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi. He was also he has a big fandom in social media. Okay, you have people like Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Cristiano Ronaldo. How are they able to communicate in all these different platforms? If I talk about trainers and coaches, Tony Robbins, okay, you have John Lee. I got to know from him from Mind Valley, Vishen Lakhiani. How are they able to build a brand where every single time they speak, it's being turned into these different assets? Now, if I have to break that down, it's going to include so many different things, isn't it? Books, ebooks, podcasts, checklists, guides, micro courses, newsletters, articles, um, webinar, so many different forms. Okay, carousels, posts. So it's not just public speaking or communication that we are talking about. Personal branding, graphic designing, organic marketing, performance marketing, ebook creation, short video editor, long video editor, uh, AI architect, AI consultant, uh, branding strategist. Just by practicing one skill every single day opens up mastering so many different skills. That leads to creating so many different new opportunities where I can be of value in this world. Now, do I know all of those skills? Absolutely not. Just yesterday, the last 12 to 16 hours, I broke my head to upload our Sun's Den podcast. I couldn't do it, so I started crying and I called Yogesh. I'm horrible at graphic design yet. I will be working on it. Never tried learning the techniques and methods. When I decide to do so, Well, I'm going to be the best because whatever it is that I learn and start from scratch, my aim is to be the world's best. I did that with English, Hindi, Bengali, three new languages. I can do it literally with anything. And again, the objective of sharing so much in today's session is for you to understand the inner unspoken elements every single time I speak. Because if I have to break it down myself, I have to reverse engineer. Here are the five biggest things which it's always embedded deep within me. Number one, I am the greatest student in this planet, which means if you give me a rule book, Suryadeep, I want you to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, no matter what. I want you to eat healthy. This is how you eat healthy. I want you to do these steps to create content every single day. I want you to do this for this period of time. If you do this, you will be able to earn this much of money. Now, are you ready to get started? And I will do it exactly as told, without asking any questions, just going and doing it. The second is I am striving to be the best at whatever it is that I do. So if it's communication, I want to be such a powerful communicator where, let's just say right now, this live is there. 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, this live will be used and showcased in schools, colleges, corporates for people to learn how world-class mindset is all about. Whenever I sit for the live, I create that intention for me and I set that as an inner visualization so that I'm in tuned to not just speak for the sake of speaking, but know that there is a couple of million people who's watching me right now and their lives are going to be transformed just by listening to me. So it's the intensity, the integrity, the intuition, the the intent behind every single thing that I'm about to do whenever I speak. The third, how can I solve this problem? Now, thanks to AI, if we ask AI and if we give enough details, AI will help us solve. But to have that mindset where I'm not just going to go fright, flight, or fright, I will want to sit down and see where is the gap here and just plug that gap, fix that problem. If I fix that problem, move to the next one and move to the next one and move to the next one. If I can create systems around solving that problem, which means if I've solved one problem, I never have to go back to that same problem ever again. And because I have a system in the form of an SOP, a book, a guide, an ebook, whatever it is, tomorrow someone asks me, Suryadeep, how did you do it? I can actually guide them towards that. And then I can save my time. Even if I hire someone, they will also be able to do exactly the same. So building systems. Number four is being very, very logical about the outcome. Now, while I completely understand that money is a byproduct of the value that you create in the world. Now, Yogeshwari and I have been in these agreements, disagreements, a lot of stuff revolving around money. What we've come to realize is Yogeshwari is a master when it comes to figuring out where the money is. Like it really doesn't matter if we need a Zoom subscription, she'll be like, I'll take care, and we'll take the Zoom subscription. If we need, let's just say, a new laptop, okay, she'll be like, let's take it, I'll figure it out. We'll swipe the credit card, get the laptop, and the EMIs will be paid. Okay. If there is a calamity that has come in and anyone, let's just say, uh, any of my family members, her family members needs money, she will always have the money to give off. It's crazy how she's able to just generate money out of nothing. Okay. So she's an expert at that. I am an expert at managing money. Absolutely from zero. Recently, we purchased our first ever gold coin, silver coin. We've started doing our mutual fund investments. I have around, I think, pretty decent portfolio of digital gold as well. So whatever money that is coming in, I am I have that designed mind to be able to manage the expenses, the tools, cost, whatever, ensuring that there is savings that's happening, ensuring that their investments are being made for the future. All of those things I'm very good at taking care. To be able to clearly define those roles and work towards the strengths, that's something that is one of the fundamental things that I have. And last and final, this is a crazy one, altruism. That's a very big thing personally for me. Speaking, communicating, doing anything in this world, okay, any skill, any work that you do, please understand that you're not doing it for yourself. The moment you think and decide that I'm doing it for myself, you're already doomed. If someone is watching this video, they will sit and put in their time and efforts to watch this video from beginning to the end. So it's your responsibility to make this such an experience where every single minute that they watch is going to create impact. So how much of an impact per second or impact per minute you're able to create every single time you speak. Now, the moment you realize, okay, fine, I don't have to speak for myself, irrespective of what stories I share and everything. I have to speak for the audience. So I need to look at myself in the audience as well. I need to look at myself as a stranger as well. That's why if you go back to the evaluation formula, I've added all those numbers. Now, these are the things that I've developed over a period of time. Same thing works for any skill. It's slightly difficult towards the hard skills because that's where a lot of technicalities are involved. But again, it's the first steps that you need to take, breaking things down into the bare minimum micro steps as possible and accordingly taking it forward. So to summarize whatever we've shared in today's video, if you have to master your mindset, you have to go through these phases first. And once you go through these phases, you soon begin to realize that there are knowledge that's available. Endless knowledge is available in the internet. Practice and implementation is in your hand. And you have to do that evaluation and feedback to ask yourself, how can I become better? How can I grow? How can I make this a better experience for the people who are going through? Here's a question that I always ask myself. Whenever I'm given a chance to speak, how can this be the greatest speech ever given on this topic in the history of this world? That's a question I subtly ask myself even before I go to a stage or turn on that live button. And maybe that's why, irrespective of how you feel, at least the moment I finish the live, you get that huge sigh of relief that I did a good job. I gave everything that I have. I've been giving it for the last 40 days, and we're just going to continue. We're just getting warmed up right now. It's a crazy month. The cohort is starting. Super blessed, super fired up. A lot of sharings, a lot of learnings. A lot of things are going to be shared and shown. Just make sure that you stay tuned. A lot of things in store for you. With that, Dr. Srideep, love you so much. Have a phenomenal December 2025. And I'll see you on the other side. Episode number 41 tomorrow.